So how are people expected to handle the potentially dangerous heat? Well, Phil Lanier is standing by with more on that. Phil, what can you tell us?
Paul, this has been a long, hot summer. In fact, emergency room doctors say they've seen a steady stream of people coming in with heat-related illnesses.
In South Louisiana, summer heat is something you learn to expect. Just ask anyone who works in it.
It's hot.
When people get sick, it's usually because they've been out in it too long and without drinking enough water.
And slowly but surely they get a little dehydrated, they get a little out of whack as far as their potassium and their sodium and their electrolytes, and then they start having cramps.
It's called heat exhaustion, and muscle cramps are just the beginning of symptoms. Others include weakness, dizziness, headaches, nausea, or vomiting. People with heat exhaustion usually get better simply by getting out of the heat and rehydrating. Dr. James Kroll says when it gets dangerously hot, seniors, people with chronic illnesses, and small children are the most vulnerable. For them, prolonged exposure to the heat can kill.
They quit sweating. They're basically like baking in an oven. Very different than sweating and getting heat exhaustion.
Now, Paul, one of the signs you have heat stroke is that your body temperature can reach up to 105 degrees. And actually, that's, the doctor said, bake. That's what's baking you. That can be a deadly thing. And I'll have more on this later.
It is. It can be serious. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate it.
Well, the Saints are fighting the heat along with the rest of us. Don't forget, it can be dangerous, the heat, even deadly, and trouble can creep up before you even realize it.
And slowly but surely they get a little dehydrated, they get a little out of whack as far as their potassium and their sodium and their electrolytes, and then they start having cramps.
Heat exhaustion is what he's talking about. Can start with muscle cramps and escalate to weakness, dizziness, headaches, and nausea or vomiting. People with heat exhaustion usually simply get better by getting out of the heat and having some liquids. If your symptoms get worse or you stop sweating, that's a warning. Seek help.
If you're